Squad, it's your boy Knockout 360 here with another video for you guys. So today is going to be another one of those long ones. I did just want to sit down and kind of talk to you guys, kind of park and chill and talk like we normally do, man, because I just recently went in for my state inspections. I got my car inspected again for the third year at this point, and of course everything checked out. My car is just 3 years old at this point, so I mean, you know, everything's relatively new, everything's still functioning, no major issues whatsoever, to be honest with you. But you know, it did kind of bring up a question in my head about state inspections as to whether or not it's worth it, because with my most recent inspection, and probably the inspection before that, just because I'm such a crazy car guy when it comes to my car, I was watching the dude inspect my car, and a lot of the things that he was doing was so simple. It was something that personally I could have done and just mailed in like a, you know, a online petition or something, an online survey that said, hey, yeah, my car is inspected, here you go, you know, send me my registration. So in the state of North Carolina, you have to have your car inspected before you can get an updated sticker for your tag. And when I say a sticker, I mean a sticker that basically denotes that your car is up to date for the given year. So considering it's 2018 right now, in order for me to get a 2019 sticker so that I'm good for the rest of 2018 and all of 2019, or at least until my next inspection date is due, I would have to get my car inspected, pay for the inspection fee to get it inspected, and I also have to pay my property taxes or my car taxes. That's a recent law that North Carolina just implemented maybe 4 or 5 years ago, that you have to pay both at the same time in order to get your sticker. It used to just be you could get it inspected, pay the inspection fee, they would send you your sticker, then you pay your taxes at a later date. Well, they changed that, they bundled it, so now instead of paying like $15 for inspection and then you get your registration, you end up paying $200, $300 or $400, however much your tax is, along with your inspection fee, in order to get your updated sticker. So long story short, went ahead and got my car inspected. It was kind of interesting, and I'll tell you why here in a minute. But I went ahead and got my car inspected. Everything was good to go. I was sitting there watching the guy inspect my car, and it was literally a whole lot of just kind of eyeballing, you know, eyeballing and pushing a lot of buttons. He was fucking with my headlights, my tail lights, my signals, my brake lights, to make sure everything was in good order, make sure everything was working, which of course it was. I mean, this is only 3 years old, so this car is relatively new. Checking my tires to make sure obviously I had enough tread depth, the whole nine. Everything checked out. Now the reason I say it was interesting is because if you've seen my last few videos back, when I talked about tint and whether or not cops care. So, well, you know, I'll put it to you like this. I'm not going to give the whole shebang away. I'm not going to, you know, kind of perjure myself. But I'm not going to perjure myself in this. But there was something on my car that's should have resulted in an immediate fail. I'll put it to you like that. There's something about my car that should have resulted in an immediate fail. But because of the place that I went to and the relationship that I got with the guy, he took care of me, made sure that my car got inspected or whatever. I'll put it to you like this. I can't tell you exactly what the issue was, but if you've seen my previous videos, going back to some of my bigger videos that have gotten a lot of views, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But long story short, something on my car should have resulted in an immediate fail, but it didn't. The guy took care of me, and ultimately I had to end up, you know, paying a little bit more money for it. But so my inspection came out to a little under 80 bucks, you know what I'm saying? So that is quite a lot in the state of North Carolina, given the fact that had that issue not arisen, which I knew about prior to, it would have been like 15-30 bucks, you know? So that's 70 or 15-30. But you know, whatever the case may be, everything worked out. I got it completely passed. I got my new sticker on the back of my car. My car is in good order. But it just kind of brought up the idea in my head, or maybe the topic in my head, like, as far as inspections go, are they really necessary? Because when I was just looking at this guy, watching him inspect my car, quote unquote, all this man was literally doing was turning on my signals, turning on my brake lights, turning on my headlights, my fog lights, checking my tire pressure, checking the inside of my the underbody of my car, checking under my hood to make sure nothing was loose or nothing was hanging off or nothing was simply broken. At this point, I don't have to have emissions testing just because my car is so new. It's only 3 years old in the state of North Carolina. If your car is 3 years or younger and under 70,000 miles, which my car is, just barely, but under 70,000 miles, you don't have to have emissions testing. So I was able to opt out of that, or I was able to, you know, get, I was able to be exempt from that. So it was just a lot of basic, you know, functions of the car. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, that's really something that I could have done in my own garage and just kind of filled out a survey, sent it back to the DOT, North Carolina Department of Transportation, and been on my way about it. But instead I had to bring it to him. He had to do it, and I ultimately had to pay him to do it. He inspected it, gave it a pass, and then I had to send that off to North Carolina Department of Transportation. They in turn send me my registration sticker, which allows me to drive my car for another year, or at least legally for another year. So that was pretty much the situation with that inspection. So it just kind of brought up in my head, like, are state inspections really necessary for certain cars? Like, I can understand if your car is maybe 10, 15, 20 years old. In the state of North Carolina, anything that's over 35 is considered, I think it's like a relic or some kind of collector's item or something like that. It's so old that it doesn't need to be inspected. Cars that are 5, maybe 8 years new or 8 years younger, are inspections really necessary? I mean, I don't understand that. And in the state of North Carolina, they're so strict with it. And I'm going to go over the 8 main requirements in order to have your car inspected and passed on an inspection here in a minute. I actually went on the North Carolina Department of Transportation website, did some research, and kind of compiled 8 key components that will either pass your car or fail your car, and ultimately you will end up having to go and get it fixed before you can get it re-inspected again, and then before you can even get your car registered and get your sticker. A lot of my subscribers on my previous video about the illegal tint have basically told me that a lot of their cities and states and kind of municipalities don't even require inspections. I've got a friend from the 305, Miami. He didn't know what inspections were. No idea whatsoever. They don't have to have their cars inspected. They can have their tint as dark as they choose, from what I understand. That's what he told me. That could be true, it could be false. For all my Florida subscribers, by all means, let me know. But he basically said that they don't have yearly inspections, no annual inspections on their car. Their tint can basically be whatever, you know, they choose. And I can understand that because it is a hot climate. So I would assume it does keep your car cool. Understandable there, but they don't have inspections. Now, I don't know any other state that's like that. I think that there are quite a few that's like that, where there are no annual car inspections. But here in the South, North Carolina, South Carolina, and if I'm not mistaken, Georgia, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, you do have to have annual inspections. Maybe not South Carolina. I don't think South Carolina has to have annual car inspections in order to operate their vehicle. That I'm not sure. I don't believe that that's the case. But in North Carolina, my entire life, I've had to get all my cars inspected on a yearly basis. And to be honest with you, I've never ever had a situation where any of my cars failed. Prior to this car, I owned a Honda Civic. You know, I don't bite my head off of that, but owned a Honda Civic, never had any issues with that. I bought that in, well, that was a 99, so it's, you know, well over 10 years, well over 15 years at this point, but never had any issues with it. It always passed inspection, no issues there whatsoever. It just kind of brings up the question, are state inspections a necessity, or is it a cash trap for the particular city or state? Whereas just another way to get more money out of the resident of that particular state. I mean, in my case, my car is 3 years old, and I've had to get it inspected, if I'm not mistaken, twice. I didn't have to get it inspected the first year I bought it because it was brand new, but I did have to get it inspected the subsequent year, and then of course this year, the 3rd year me owning it. And once again, no reason for doing so. I mean, literally, I just threw, well, in my case, I threw a little more than, you know, the average person, but 30, 40 bucks was just going to the state like that for no reason whatsoever. My car is in perfect condition, but yet I had to go ahead and get it inspected. And that doesn't make any sense, because it's just one of those things where it's like, why did I have to get my car inspected? As a police officer right there. And as soon as I start talking about some illegal shit, that's when they pull up. But that's kind of the question I'm posing to you guys. Is like, how do you feel about state inspections? Do you feel that it's a necessity? Do you feel that it's something that every car needs to go through? Do you feel that it's the state trying to get more money out of the average citizen? I mean, I kind of feel that way, at least in my situation. And I would really appreciate it if you guys actually kind of chimed in and gave your 2 cents on it. I really want to hear feedback from each individual state and city as far as what your requirements are for a pass or fail, and whether or not a pass or fail dictates whether or not your car is going to be legal for the upcoming year. But in North Carolina, obviously I don't have this memorized, guys. I apologize for that. I have it written down here in my Evernote. But there's about 8 major points that have to be passed in order for your car in the state of North Carolina to be ruled efficient and qualifying for a updated sticker and therefore updated registration for the current year. Now, going 1 through 8, the first one, and when I say the requirements, is this is ultimately what your inspector, when you take your car to get it inspected, these are kind of his checkpoints that he'll go through as far as whether or not your car should pass or fail. All right, guys, so there's 8 major points essentially to whether or not your car will pass or fail. These are the 8 kind of guidelines and checklists that an inspector at an official North Carolina inspection agency, at least North Carolina inspection agency shop, will go through in order to make sure your car passes or fails. And these are things that you may or may not know. When you're sitting in the waiting room waiting for your car to be inspected, this is the checklist that guy's going through. So 1 through 8, the first one here is brakes, and that's just in regards to your parking brake and your regular brakes. Just making sure that it works, making sure that you're not losing any braking fluid, just making sure that your parking brake works and that it does engage and that it does completely stop your car and keep it in a stationary position. You know, that's first and foremost. That's real simple. Obviously that benefits you as well as, you know, other drivers, making sure that your damn brakes work. So that's the first thing that they check. The second one is lighting. We're talking about headlights, tail lights, turn-in signals, hazards, license plates, lights, and brake lights. Making sure all of the lights in your car work, and that's very important, obviously, for when you're on the road. You know, nighttime, you pulled over, making sure that your hazards work, or you're doing you're signaling to the right or to the left, making sure your signals work. Your headlights have to work, obviously, for your benefit as well as the drivers that are in front of you, their benefits, and your license plate light, which is a very important light at this point. I don't think, well, I'm sure they did. Old cars back in like the 90s and stuff had license plate lights. Obviously they did for the police officers, but you do have to have license plate lights, and it does have to be bright enough to illuminate your entire license plate in order for your car to be recognized by police if need be. So if you need to be pulled over, you need to make sure it's bright so that you can get pulled over. Otherwise, actually, you will get pulled over. A good friend of mine got pulled over in his Challenger because his license plate light was so dim that the officer behind him couldn't see it, and he ultimately had to go and get that taken care of. So that's lighting. Lighting is important. So horn. Another thing is your horn. You may or may not hear this when you're in the waiting room, but your horn, it has to be audible for at least 200 feet. Now, obviously, if you're in an inspection station, that inspector is not going to back up 200 feet and have somebody blow the horn, but he should be able to listen to it and say, okay, this is loud enough that it's an easy pass. And then another thing they're going to check is to make sure there are no components that's loose. Everything's firmly mounted down. There's no issues with the horn. If he hits it 3 times, it should honk 3 times, and it should be loud all 3 of those times. So there should be no issues there, right? Another one is tires. Now, you may or may not have known this, but the tread depth on your tires can determine whether or not you pass or fail. So kind of the legal limit in North Carolina, and this may be, you know, worldwide or at least countrywide, I'm not sure, you guys let me know, it's 230 seconds, which is basically, you know, if you do the penny test and you put it in one of the grooves of the tread, you should at least be able to cover the top of Abraham Lincoln's head, if I'm not mistaken. So 230 seconds is the absolute minimum tread depth that you can have with your car in order to pass. Anything below that, you probably will get a fail, because that is definitely a safety hazard or safety risk. So that's something you want to be mindful of. Another thing about that, you can't have any cuts, no snags, no visible bumps, blemishes, knots on the tread or the sidewall. So it has to be a tire that's in good condition and that looks in good condition, looks in good operable condition. So that's something you want to be mindful of as well. Another point here, number 5, is steering and suspension. So have any loose or disconnected components. Springs should not be broken. Steering system should move freely, and when we're talking about the steering system, we're talking about the wheel. There should be nothing kind of impeding your ability to move the steering wheel from left and right. When you move the steering wheel left, your front tire should go left. When you move the steering wheel right, your front tire should go right. You should have no visible damage to the steering column, the steering wheel, and the suspension in general. Everything should work. You should have no loose components or anything hanging off, anything broken. Everything should function. I mean, that just goes without saying. No signs of leaks in the power steering fluid, anything like that. another point here, I'm going to say this one for last. Mirrors, rear view mirror, side mirror, everything has to be in good condition. It has to function. There can't be any cracks, or if there are cracks, they have to be small enough to where they're not hindering your ability to see behind you. They have to be adjustable, so you should be able to adjust your side and your rear view mirrors accordingly. If they're not able to be adjusted, that's almost an immediate fail, at least in the state of North Carolina. So you need to be able to adjust those mirrors. So you need to be able to adjust those mirrors left and right so that you can see what's behind you, so that you can adjust it to, you know, better suit your needs. Can't be broken. Has to allow you to adjust it. Of course, your rear view mirror is real. Has to be in good condition, guys. That goes without saying. These are things that, you know, from a safety perspective, you want them to function in good condition. Windshield glass, believe it or not, your inspector will inspect and check your windshield glass to make sure that there are no visible cracks, and if there are, they have to be small enough to where they're not impeding your ability to drive and see. So if you've got a little crack over in the corner, like I have like 2 little cracks here, little rock chips. One has actually been filled, but you can clearly see it's still there. And cracks, one that was actually filled, but you can still see that it's there. And then another one where I caught a rock, but they're so small that they don't mean anything. But if you've got a huge gaping crack in your window or your windshield, and it's directly in front of the driver, that's almost an immediate fail there, and they're going to make you either get that filled or get a new windshield, because at that point it is impairing your ability to see outside of the vehicle, and that becomes a safety issue. So once again, you may not think that they're looking at that, but they are. And then of course, even in the windshield glass in the back, they're looking at that as well. If that's cracked in any way, shape, form, or fashion, whether it's a big crack or a small crack, it has to be small enough to where it's not impeding your ability to see in the back. All right, so yeah, that's the biggest thing with the windshield glass, is that it can't have any cracks that would basically impair your vision. So that's something that they always check. And then the final one that I left here for last is window tinting. Anything below 32%, or in the state of North Carolina, anything below 32%, if I'm not mistaken, they actually lowered it. It used to be 35, but anything below 32, immediate fail. I mean, at that point, it's not letting enough light in the car, and it's unsafe conditions for a would-be police officer approaching your car. All right, sorry about that, guys. Had to switch angles on you for a minute, but yeah, window tinting is a big one, and that's an immediate fail. Trust me when I say I've heard those words numerous times before. I've literally just been throwing money away to the state. So it's just one of those things you got to ask yourself, how do you feel about it? Talk to your boy. Let me know. Let me know of your particular city too. I mean, your city, your state, what are the requirements in order to pass? Or are there requirements? Do you have inspections? Do you live in Miami where there are no inspections? You can drive your car up and down the street, nobody cares? I mean, talk to me. I really appreciate your feedback, guys. As always, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment. Just one of those in the car vlogs that I like to do every now and then, or every week or so. So talk to your boy and we'll go from there, man. As always, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.